Good morning. My name is Maria Noelia, and today, with my classmates Maria Mailing and Diego Alejandro, we are going to talk about Aveiro, Portugal. Located on the shore of the Atlantic Ocean, Aveiro is an industrial city with an important seaport. The seat of the municipality is the city of Aveiro, comprising the five urban parishes with about 80,880 inhabitants. The city of Aveiro is also the capital of the district of Aveiro, and the region has an area of 197.58 square kilometers. Aveiro is known as the Portuguese Venice due to its system of canals and boats is similar to the Italian city of Venice. And now, if you're thinking, what can I do in this place? Aveiro is a place characterized by a great appreciation of art, history, and culture, so it is recommended to visit places like the Mosteiro de Jesus, the Museu de Aveiro, the Museu Marítimo de Habo, the Museu Histórico da Vista Alegre, the Saint Joan Evangelista Church, among many old and interesting sites. There are also very nice places like Praia da Barra. This beach is located right where the Aveiro Lagoon reaches the ocean, and the waters are calm and excellent for swimming. You can also enjoy the Moiseiro tour. Colorfully painted boats are a constant in Aveiro, and you can board for a 45-minute tour of the city by water. And now we're going to talk about food. Like you can see, in Aveiro there is a great diversity of typical dishes. For example, in the first imagine, ovo small is Aveiro. This dessert is usually associated with a Monteiro de Jesus in Aveiro. It is believed that when the convents were closed, the recipe stayed with nuns. Hailing from Aveiro, this delectable sweet consists in a paper-thin wafer and that is filled with a creamy mixture of egg yolks and sugar. There is also, in the next image, the camel baba dessert. This is a dulce de leche with biscuit powder. In Albedo, you can see a lot of seafood meals. Cod-based dishes are a Portuguese staple, and it is often suggested that there are more than 1,000 recipes in which dried and salted cod is the starting ingredient, and this includes simple everyday dishes as well as more elaborate versions that are usually served on special occasions, including Christmas Eve and Good Friday. On the other hand, Bacalhau com natas is one of the most famous Portuguese dishes made with salt cod. The dish is a combination of soaked and boiled cod topped with decided fried potatoes, generously dosed with cream and baked until golden brown in color. Since it is extremely popular, it appears in numerous versions. And in my case, that is all. Now my classmate May will continue. Thanks.
First of all, we need to know a little bit about the history of Portugal to understand Saveiro's history. In the 15th century, sailors and explorers transformed the country into an empire which was one of the most powerful and richest of the time. They used Aveiro as a connection between the city and the sea, entry and exit of merchants who opened Portugal to the world after the discovery of America. The proximity of the salt flats and its privileged location facing the Atlantic made the small city of Aveiro prosper in such a way that in the 15th century walls were built to defend the city from possible invasions. In 1808, the first canal connecting the estuary with the ocean was built, so Aveiro has always been linked to sea trade, fishing, and salt production. Ever since the Middle Ages, its population grew, always protected and favored by monarchs. As landmarks, we have Playa de Costa Nova and Aveiro's walking tour if you want to take a beautiful walk in a sunny day. Otherwise, we can offer you an interesting trip full of history and famous objects, and Museo Marítimo de Jabo Equario dos Balcão and Museo de Aveiros. And for last but not less interesting, we can go to the places for shopping. So for places for shopping, we can offer you Forum Center. This is an open air mall. It's one of the attractions of Aveiro regarding the commercial area built in the center of the city. It stands out from other centers because it allows you to enjoy all the comforts of a shopping center while walking quietly along the street. On the other hand, we have Manuel Firmino Market. It is a modern market located near the Forum Center with some souvenir shops outside and fish shops, meat shops, and flower shops inside the place. Sorry. At Manuel Firmino Market, you can find fresh fruits, vegetables, typical dishes, and desserts, and you can buy different types of plants and handicraft. So you have a lot of things to do in the beautiful city of Aveiro.
Sightseeing. The main attraction when getting to Aveiro is to contemplate the surroundings. It may be by foot, on a boat, a bike, a bus, or a touristic train. There is a famous route that tourists may take that it is called the Art Nouveau Tour. People can take a walking tour with a guide through the Art Nouveau route. That is a track that was created to help identifying all buildings and monuments of this art period of the 20th century. For example, some of the most iconic buildings are the Major Pessoa House, the Museo da Cidade, and the Silva Rochas House. Getting around. Aveiro is called the Venice of Portugal for a reason. The most relaxing way to get around the city is on a boat called Moliceiro through the Rio de Aveiro canals. These routes are very famous amongst tourists and they may last around 45 minutes and cost 10 euros. People can walk around the city since it doesn't require a lot of effort, and tourists also can get a bicycle called Buga, which is provided by the city hall for free. Or they can get into a train after purchasing a guided tour. These are the tourist trains that you can get into. Curiosities. The boat known as Moliceiro was used first for collecting moliso, a seaweed that was used for fertilization. Now this boat is just used for touristic purposes. The Barrio de Beira-Mar is a former fisher neighborhood. Now it has become one of the most beautiful and recognizable landmarks of the city. And the Praça do Peixe is a fish market a day, but becomes a meeting place for university students when the night comes. Speaking of which, the University of Aveiro was founded in 1973 and it has numerous careers in science and engineering, and it is a very important university for Portugal. Thank you very much.